Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About It with Yogi Hamm. I'm Yogi Hamm. Woohoo! And this is my garage, Slammin' Ham Studios. This is a new category for us here at the show. It's ghost stories. Episode number 1, baby. You're here for it. I got, this one. Okay, remember a long time ago, if you've been around a while, you know I said if I do a story that ain't mine, I'm going to tell that right up front. I ain't going to try to pass nothing off as mine that ain't. So, this is this was a buddy of mine told me this a long time ago. And he disappeared. I don't mean he looked like he got abducted or pulled into another mansion or something like that. I just meant he took off. He left town. He left town. He come by to see me that day, and he told me what happened to him the night before that. And he said he's leaving. And he left, and I never saw him again. He never come back home. We think he went to Florida. Somebody said he went to Florida. I think he said that, Florida. Anyway, but he stopped by. I didn't know, I didn't know he's leaving right then. He left from my house. He left and gone. Nobody saw him again. Okay, ain't found him like on Facebook or that. Back when they was just at MySpace. Yeah, nobody can find him. There ain't no record of him after he left here. That's weird, ain't it? But somebody said they heard he was in Florida, but I don't know who they'd heard that from. But anyway, that day he come to my house and he told me this tale that I'm getting ready to tell you. I don't think I ever told nobody this one. I might have told my son, but I don't think so. But anyhow, this is what happened. So Eddie still lived with his mama and his 2 little sisters, right? And they was way out in the country. Like they was just woods on both sides for a long way. And then there's his house on the right. And then right across the street's this old ass timey damn old like 1800s cemetery. Yeah, that wasn't a graveyard, that was a cemetery. From like mid 1800, early to mid 1800, something like that. And there's a big wrought iron fence that go all the way around it with a gate on the front that, the roadside where you look over, there's a gate there and a little walkway to the parking area. But that fence go all the way around it, gate at the front, gate at the back. And then behind the graveyard cemetery, there's this clearing and there's a couple of big old gigantic freaking damn trees. They've been there like 150, 170 years, something like that. But he had told me I'd been over there before too. I've been at his house and I've been back there behind that cemetery where they had a little gathering. They had like a little fire pit and some logs that had been trimmed down to flat on 2 sides so they could use them to sit on. And then, but the biggest thing over there was this big heavy ass rope swing they had to climb a tree. They brought a damn ladder, climb a tree, climbed out on that sumbitch, that big ass limb, and then, they had a rope swing. So I even tried that out too, a couple times, yeah. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but, so he said, he still live out there, like I told you. And then, he had these 2 friends that he'd been friends with him since high school, but they kind of gone I don't want to say like cult, because he didn't say cult like, but they got kind of weird about space and UFOs and the occult and Ouija boards and stuff like that. And he'd kind of not been hanging out with them, but he So he told me he had GTO, boy, yeah, GTO convertible, aqua velva blue, baby. I'm talking about his cool GTO convertible. I don't remember which year, 67, 68, something like that. I don't know. But he was coming home from work one day and he pulled up. He pulled up in the yard, pulled up in his driveway, and he said those two friends of his that he ain't seen in a while was across the street at that gate at the graveyard. So when he pulled in, they come across the road, started walking over there to him, and so he got out of the car and they said, "Hey, why don't you come with us across the street over behind the cemetery? There's somebody over there we want you to meet." And he's like, "Man, I just got home from work. I just want to go change into my comfortable clothes and watch something on TV." But they're like, "No, you got to meet this. You have to meet him. You have to meet." He's like, "Oh, who is it?" "Well, he'll show you when you get over. Come on over." He said, "Well, let me change clothes, dang." And they said, "All right." He goes, "I'm going to get a sandwich too." And they said, "Well, hurry up and get over here." So he went in there, and right when he walked in, his mama tried to hand him, his granddaddy died and left that Bible to him. It was a real old Bible, real old. It wasn't even his granddaddy's originally. It was somebody before that. But when my friend Eddie was a kid, his mama and daddy and his grandparents made him go to church. So he kind of started resenting that. So when he got to be an adult, he said, "I'm an adult. I can do what I want. I ain't going because you made me go so much. Now I don't want to go. Now that I make my own decisions." So he was kind of resistant. He didn't want that. He didn't want no Bible and shit. He told her. And she said, "Well, here." She handed it to him. He took it. And she said, "Take it up to your room. Put it in a drawer then. Just put it outside. If you don't want to see it, just put it somewhere." Well, he put it on the table and went upstairs to change clothes. He said, I don't want it." And he put it on the table. And he went up there, changed clothes, come down, made him a sandwich, I guess. I don't know, like blowing cheese, or tomato with lots of mayonnaise, like Duke's mayonnaise, boy, some salt and pepper on that. Dang, boy, that's some good eating right there, boy. Anyhow, we'll get back to that. So he made him a sandwich real quick. And then he went over there and he said he's walking. He went around and he saw, when he could see the swing, he saw his two friends standing there. And he went up there, walked around, and the guy that apparently wanted him to meet was on the swing, kind of going just a little bit like that. And he thought it was a guy, and he said he had long hair. And when he walked up, he said, "All right, I'm here, what?" And they was like, "Eddie, we want you to meet our friend." And their friend looks over, turns on that swing and looks at him, and he's got a big old beard, but his eyes was glowing red. And Eddie said, he took a step back and he's like, "This is a joke somehow. Somehow they got little light bulbs glued on the eyelid or something, and it's a joke," he thought. But then he said he started getting a headache, and everything started, like, his vision started like clouding on the edges and then moving in with the clouds. So he just had just a little bit of sight, and he saw that he was falling. He saw he was passing out. And then he said next thing he knew, he was waking up in his bed. He woke up in his bed and he could tell by the light in the room that it was late morning, like 10:30, 11, something like that. And he kind of moved, his head hurt. His shirt was gone, his shoes was gone. And then he smelled it. As he started kind of getting his senses back, and he realized he smelled something like leather burning or something like that. So he kind of turned his head, and there was that Bible, his granddad's Bible, sitting on the table right beside his bed. And not only that, there was a burnt handprint on the back cover of it. Like somebody touched it and it burned the handprint in there. Anyway, he got up, he got dressed, he grabbed everything, crammed everything he had in that GTO. He left, he come by, he went and saw one of our old teachers that really helped him out when he was struggling understanding some math. He went and told him goodbye, and then he come and he told me goodbye. He said, I ain't living here no more, and he took off. Like I said, nobody knows, nobody ever heard from him again. I don't know what happened to him. He was good, bud. I mean, he wasn't like Bug and Rusty Deal. They're my dudes. They're my buddies. They've been since me and Bug since first grade, and me and Rusty Deal since second grade. Yeah, there's three of us since then, really. But Eddie was a friend. We hung out sometimes. I helped him with some jobs. He helped me with some jobs and stuff like that. But I don't know where he went. And I sure would like to see him again. Ask him how he's been. What's he been up to? You have any kids? Married or whatever, you know. But he's gone, I guess. Look at that shirt, boy. You better prepare to die. We have Ringo Martinez. Prepare to die. No, was it? I don't know. Is that, anyhow, you know what that is. I think my daughter got me that. Look at that. That's some good artwork right there. Anyhow, ain't that weird? You think that really happened to him? I mean, part of me says, maybe did. Maybe something happened. Maybe that did happen. But another part of me is like, dude, there ain't nothing like that. Because it would be too rampant in this society with all the evil freaking people we got running around. Yeah, so I think if there was stuff like that, that shit would be feeding off of all the bad shit going on. Then it would be growing. And I think we'd already seen the results of that. We'd already be in big trouble. But I don't know. And like Bigfoot, I don't know. Nobody ever found it. There's pictures, and then you hear later, oh, it's a dude in a costume. And then Loch Ness Monster, they search that water high and dry. Nothing. That reminds me, I got another cryptid coming up. I said it the way y'all making me say it. You keep saying cryptic. Say it correctly. Cryptic. How about that? Yeah. And more where that come from, too. I'll throw another couple at you like that. Cryptic. See? Yeah. All right, here's the song. Since my buddy might have run off to Florida, I come in with an artist known as Flo Rida. Yeah, that song from 2007, Low. That's that Apple Bottom Jeans song. I like that song. Ooh. Low. I ain't doing that. Don't get me started. Flo Rida with that song Low. Go listen to that. And if you got ghost stories, put them in the comments. Let's talk about them, some bitches. Comment. Put the ghost stories in there. I won't read them. Okay? If they're real scary, I'll read them right on here and tell them who to come from. Yeah. All right, bye.